Come in here.
Two, dude.
That's not a bad one.
That is a good one.
Actually, this one here, we're gonna flip this.
Shallow enough.
It's shallow enough, and there's grass on that.
Juicy. Juicy. The frogs here. You got a bunch of different types. I got frogs with feathers on the back of them. I've got small ones, big ones, popping frogs. You know, there's all kind of different shapes and sizes. You got the sprinkler here. This is one you just kind of wind across the surface and it just kind of bloop, 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 bloop. Just kind of makes a little blooper sound. So looking at what we have here, there's gonna be pretty thick vegetation. So I'm thinking I'm probably, hey dude, you ever catch them on the popping perch?
Man, I've tried. I haven't really thrown it when there's a good frog bite, I feel like. But I bet that would catch them.
Yeah, I've caught a couple on it. It looks so ridiculous. I would probably.
I know they're eating bluegill in here.
Yeah.
You can hear the bluegill right now.
The only thing is the popping frog doesn't work that good in the pads. You need one with the pointed face. When you're fishing in the pads, you see how it's got the blunt end on it. Some of these frogs have the blunt end like that. It catches on the corners of the pads, and you just can't pull it through the vegetation as well. So this is what I was talking about. You need a lot of different types for different situations. So I'm probably going to stick to like the teckle deal or the swamp donkey. You know, they've got pointed noses and they just come around the pads a lot better. Let's get into the jungle. We'll call this Straight Up Fishing the Jungle Series. Oh, that comes through really nicely. Oh yeah. Fun part about fishing the pads like this is, you know, it's 100% visual. You can see the fish moving around in the pads. Any little movement under these pads, you see them lift up, so you know when you're about to get a bite. And dude, it's like, it takes everything in your inner soul not to like go ahead and set the hook when you see those pads boil up like that. It's a really exciting way to fish. It's real time consuming because you got to hit just about every hole that you see in those pads. Oh, Joe, do you want me to help you?
Do you want to hold the rod? Do you want to pull on there?
Yeah, you want me to help you?
We're just going to help him right in the boat here.
That's a good one too, dude.
That's not a bad one.
That is a good one.
Look at how he ate that frog.
Dude,
look at that. Like,
okay.
Where is the frog?
Okay.
Oh,
you know
man.
what? You know I got a saying for that, right? Do you know it? Can you say it, Joe?
What's your saying?
He swallowed it.
He swallowed it.
He swallowed it.
Look at even this. He swallowed a craw before that.
Did
you can
really?
see his.
Oh, no.
You can see his little pinchers and antennas.
Oh my God.
Dude,
Let's
that was fun. That was fun. Catch another one.
Yeah. Yeah. Usually they're all packed in the same area. Once you catch one, they're all like, they're like conglomerated in that same area. Dude, that sounded so good. Oof. And then Jody was up there. Oh! 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 Oh!
Yeah, like these little patches, there ought to be a fish in every one of them. You'd think.
This is what I was talking about, why you gotta have so many different style frogs. The one I had is one you can cover a lot more water with, a lot of open water, isolated cover, but they seem to be under those dollar pads. And you need something that kind of stop, start. So we're just gonna put on the old school Spro Bronze Eye and black. It's hard to go wrong with them. I think the black frog is called. When you think of frog fishing, black frog is like what comes to mind first. I told you, I said, there
you go, and there he was.
Yeah. It's like, there he goes, right there. And he was right there. I never even heard him hit it. I was just like, there he goes.
Get in here.
Dude, he ate it though.
Yeah, he did.
It's in his throat.
I mean,
In his throat.
that's where you want it. He swallowed it.
He swallowed it. He swallowed it in his throat. You ever heard of a thoke? Thoke is Thoak. We've been fishing the pads and fishing a little bit of the cheese here in this backwater. And there's two different things we can do on this lake. We're fishing one like a backwater on the stream southern end where obviously you can frog, swim jig, punch grass mats and so forth. And there's also another element of this lake that's on the northern portion where you can do a lot of different styles of fishing. It has more submerged vegetation. I'm assuming just milfoil, is that right, Joey?
Yes, sir.
So we're gonna fish some milfoil, and of course I'd like to do a little flippity flip in little isolated patches of thicker vegetation with a jig or just a Texas rig with like just a 1/2 ounce sinker. So we're gonna transition to that end now and see if we can catch a few more bass out there on the main lake. Just definitely baits, flip. Big perm in there, big perm. Oh, big perm.
This winter, like, if ooh, another one. Oh,
That
got me.
thing come out of that grass like a projectile,
Like a rocket.
which is sort of like a projectile, you
Pretty
know.
much.
But it's the pro version.
Projectile bass right there.
I like it.
I knocked his lots out. Knocked them out. That was on the jig that time.
So
On the
we
edge.
got a pattern. It's
Yeah.
definitely, baits.
Yeah, just definitely baits flipped. But he was on like the extreme outer edge. And you know it, like when he hits it, it's like that barking sound the grass that the line makes when it's in the grass.
How does it sound?
You think you come up here, oh, I need to use some finesse baits. Big jigs. Look, dude, that's 3 times the size of the trailer of our jig. Good grief, that thing's like a freaking lobster. We'll take that guy home and boil him. Get the meat out of it. Dude, that is a gigantor. What's the thing? What's the thing that all the kids are looking at? The megalodon. That's megalodon crawfish right there. What else did you trap shot?
I caught some flipping. On the buds.
Flipping?
It's not a bad one. Nice big hook, and you're good to go. They're super annoying though, because they got big mouths. So they
How you rock
get out
out?
of there, but I think it's a pike.
I don't know. It's a
Oh,
big
it's a bass.
A big old bass, dude.
Come here.
Oh.
That's your milfoil bass you're looking for.
Ooh, ooh.
Palmetto,
Ooh.
palmetto bugs.
Zuh. Caught
Look
that
at that.
bass, Zuh, on the palmetto bugs.
That's all right.
Dude, that is definitely the kind you come
That's a
looking
milfoil
for.
fish.
Yeah,
that's what you come for.
The MILF life.
I love that.
Welcome to the MILF life, dude.
We're doing this.
The MILF life. Dude, how did you do that? Did you hear the line though? Did you hear it barking? It sounded like a freaking Mustang, dude.
Downtown. Jordan, 46 points in the last quarter.
That's a lot of points in a quarter. I know that.
Do you guys think Jordan's better than LeBron?
Oh, be a big one. Oh, that looks like a good one. Oh, that looks like a good one. He's coming around. He's coming around.
Dude, they're
My
so
man.
freaking thick.
That's
so, it's so thick. My hands aren't thick enough to hold the thickness. Dude, he's got so much booty.
That's
so
just
much
right.
booty. Look where he's hooked at, right there in the top
That's
kisser.
beautiful. That's right where you want it.
The booty. Oh God, dude.
St. Cath is showing out
St.
today.
Cath.
I like it. Good fish.
Ooh, a little bit air guitar, a little bit of air guitar. Oh.
I don't think air guitar and hip hop go. This is more hip hop.
Oh, okay.
This is more rock and roll. This is hip hop. That's hip hop. That was cool. I'm out of breath, so let me get my rod back.
Dude, it's so fun.
Huh? And they lock you up like that. That was a lockup. I was like, Cam, get the grease. Get the grease. Hey, I want to show you what baits are we're using out here today. You guys, you know, I've been talking a lot about northern largemouth. If you ever find yourself in the northern part of the country and you want to catch largemouth, these are two guaranteed ways to catch fish, especially if you're talking about catching fish around milfoil. We caught a lot of our fish today flipping the heavier milfoil, getting into some of the thickest parts where it's growing up the tallest. You know, when I first started fishing grass, it was really intimidating to me because I would see these big expansive grass flats and I wouldn't know where to start. Do I start on the edge? Do I go in? But really and truly, when you're grass fishing, there's only two things you're looking for. You're looking for the thickest grass or where the grass is not so thick. If you start there, I don't think you're ever going to go wrong. And these are the two baits that we were using to make our attack today. And I'm going to tell you the different situations where one may or may not shine better than the other. One thing you'll notice, Jody caught a lot of his fish today in some of those thicker, taller areas of milfoil. And in my opinion, if you're going to fish thicker milfoil, something that's a little bit more jungle-like, something that's a lot more thicker, I think the Texas rig shines a little bit better. He was flipping a 3/4 ounce Texas rig. We're just using just a regular bobber stop to keep your sinker from separating from your hook. And we're using a 4/0 Owner Jungle flipping hook. You need a good stout hook for this. And I was pairing that with our plastic today was a Z-Man palmetto bugs. This is by far, it doesn't matter if I'm fishing milfoil or if I'm fishing hydrilla or if I'm punching, if I'm flipping reeds or if I'm flipping wood or docks. This bait has become my favorite flip bait. It's got a nice soft broad side to it, which lets it skip really well if you need to get under underhanging banks or under docks, but also is meaty enough to hold a hook real good, which is really important when you're trying to flip grass. But the color that we were using today, we're using darker colors because the fish were feeding on brim that tend to have darker colors, especially in this clear water. And this is California craw. See, it's watermelon on the bottom side, black on the back side with a little red flake. It's just a good color that works really well. Jody was using black with blue flake. I think as long as you're in those darker natural hues, you're okay with that. The colors wasn't really the appeal here. It was more about the fall rate and using something that you were really efficient with to get in and out of that grass. And like I was saying, when you're fishing thicker grass, I think a Texas rig is the way to go. Now, you saw I caught the one or two that I caught was on a jig, and I got to be honest with you, I don't have a lot of experience with the jig, and I was really looking to gain more time with the jig this week. I was flipping a 3/4 ounce jig, and I was still using the same soft plastic that we were using on the Texas rig, but what I was actually doing is I was coming in here and cutting about 3/4 of this bait off. If I find my scissors, I'll do it for you. This is the palmetto bugs, and I was using this as my jig trailer. What I did is come in here, cut about 3/4 of that body off, and I was actually using this like a jig chunk. That's all was left of it. And you can see here on my jig, this is not the same color, and I'll just pull this one off so you can see. I was just taking that, I was leaving it broadside, and just hooking it right in like that, and leaving it just like a chunk. What that does, the reason I didn't thread the entire piece of plastic up on this, a 3/4 ounce is fairly light, especially when you're talking about flipping milfoil. And I do want my jig to flip on a fairly fast rate for two reasons. Most of the fish are going to hit it on the fall. I want to surprise them when it goes in that milfoil. The other reason is I'm just more efficient. A lot of times he hits it when it hits the bottom or on the fall, and the faster I get it to get down there and get to that 6, 7, 8 to 10 foot range on a flip, the more likely I am to catch a bass, and I can be more efficient and hit more holes. I tend to like the jig in a little bit more sparse milfoil. If you can see holes in the milfoil, or if you can see where it's a little bit deeper and you're really wanting to kind of get the fish to bite on the fall, they can really see a lot better. I think the jig is a better way to go. I was using the braid, using straight up braid on my jig, 50-pound test, Seaguar Smackdown, and I was using a 7/8 favorite Phantom Rig Series. This is a heavy action rod. Paired it up with the Abu Garcia STX. This is an 8:1 gear ratio reel. I think that's just a great setup to get in there flipping that heavy cover.
That's a fish. That's a fish. Is it a fish?
Fish? Holy crap, dude.
That's a fish.
That is a big old. Let me get my flipping stick back out.
You might need to join in the palmetto bugs party. Because, like, it's kind of going down.
It's going down in the palmetto state.
Yeah.
Let me get my flipping stick out.
Let's do that.
Let me get my flipping stick out.
Now, Brian, do you want me to put this in the lake or put it in the box? What do you think?
Box is big old nasty butt.
To the box.
That's a big one.
Yeah.
Let me get my flipping stick. You gonna be over here setting the hook like that? I ain't gonna let you come over here and set the hook on me. And me not catch nothing. Shoot. We're saying South Carolina, hey, shoot. You guys can see that the northern tier of the country, we have there's a big population of northern largemouth. And although, there's a lot of similarities in how you fish for northern largemouth as opposed to, fishing in the southeast where I grew up. The thing about fishing up here that I've noticed is there's just a lot more vegetation, a lot more grass. A lot of your largemouth lakes are the places where you have a good population of largemouth. It's almost always aquatic vegetation related. So, and you can notice they're a lot similar, a lot of grass, a lot of milfoil, and punching, flipping, doing things like that. Chatterbait, baits that traditionally shine in the grass is pretty much what you're doing out here when you come. So it's a lot of fun when you come up to the northern tier of the country. It's not always about a spinning rod and smallmouth, even though you see me with a spinning rod right now. I'm just trying to make sure, cover all my bases, that there's not one out there that wants to play. But you can definitely have a good time coming up here up north and catch some really, really chunky largemouth that don't really get that much pressure because the smallmouth is all you hear about up north.
I mean, he got hammered and then he fell on the boat. But he's a star. Yeah.
Jody White Show.
This could be
The
an
Jody
actual
White
bass.
Show.
We got one.
Yo. Welcome to the Jody White
Oh,
Show.
he's jumping. I like that.
Oh. Put it
Come here, buddy.
on. Put it on.
Get it.
Oh. Drop shot.
On the drop.
Frogs. What else did you? All right. Little wacky snack bass there. It's just a little stick bait, weightless with an O-ring. Look guys, we're gonna quit for the day. I gotta admit, this has been probably the most fun trip I've ever had up north, Jody.
I like that.
No joke, because it's kind of become expected. Every time I come up here, I end up dragging a drop shot around, some type of stick bait. It's like finesse deal, right?
Yep.
Well, fished Champlain, fished all largemouth, all big stuff.
Yeah.
Then I came up here, we went to Bomison yesterday, all largemouth, all big stuff, 100% braid, power efficient. Then we came to another lake, St. Catherine. Caught them all on heavy line, big baits, a lot of power fishing. So my mind is definitely, my mode of thinking is definitely going to change when I come to the northern part of the country from now on, because the largemouth fishing up here is bar none better than anything I've ever seen in any other part of the country. It rivals like Florida.
Especially this time of year.
Especially this time of the year. Because you can't go down south right now in the summer time of the year and get 7, 8, 9, 10 bites. That's a great day. Yesterday we got 40 bites. We caught 40 fish yesterday. Not as many bites today, but we definitely caught better quality today. When we set the hook today, it was always a 3+ pound fish.
good one, yeah.
It was a good one. It was a good one. So dude, I really got to thank you for opening up your house to me, the hospitality you guys have shown me this week, being able to just run around. And these are all your stomping grounds, right?
Yeah.
Where you grew up fishing.
You can come anytime because I love showing this place off.
Yeah.
Like, I love all these lakes so much.
I'm
I've caught so
coming
many fish. I know every little corner.
I can
it's
tell.
a blast.
I can tell. No doubt, I'm coming back here. So put in the description box, in the comment section, if you guys want to see us come back up north next year and do some more summertime largemouth fishing up here. Maybe we might sneak in a little bit of smallmouth fishing next time. Maybe.
Smallmouth are pretty fun.
Maybe. This just depends on how much you watch and share this video. If you share and watch this one real good, we might slide in one day of smallmouth
A
fishing.
couple brown fish.
Just a couple, not too many, because these fish, the largemouth, are a lot more fun. So thank you guys for watching. We're going to get some more of your mom's good cooking, I hope. Watch those teeth, buddy.
Yeah, I know it.
Watch those teeth, buddy.
Yeah.
I saw some chompers
I
on there.
know. They're
That's
just
right.
on the bottom.
I got an uncle like that. He gave me a kiss. He gave me a kiss. Now I'm here at Jody's house. This is a wing and a prayer farm. His mom is actually going to give me a tour of the farm today. You can see I've got some friends here. The little sheep here, she's going to tell you a lot of things that she does with the sheep and a lot of the animals here on the farm. So, Miss Tammy,
Hey.
show us everything that you've got here on the Wing and a Prayer farm. I'm pretty excited about this. I know my brother would be jealous because he loves farm animals.
Does he?
And I've never been a farm animal person, so I'm going to learn a lot today.
I bet he'll be proud of you.
He probably will
Yeah.
be.
Not everybody's a farm animal person, so I'm really grateful that you're here to show off our farm for us. Everybody
So
has
soft.
a name here. Yes, aren't they soft?
Soft.
These are Shetland sheep. Oh, see what I
There
mean?
she goes. There she
Okay.
goes. She's like, pet me,
Yeah,
pet me.
I'll manage her. I'll handle her.
No,
if you
it's
don't
okay.
mind. Okay.
Hello. Where are they from?
Alpacas are from the high, South American. Oh, there's Wilbur.
Oh, yeah, I heard somebody chewing. Now you want to come over,
Yeah.
huh?
Oh, here comes Gracie. Thing
What
on
is
your
those
face. Can I get
alpaca
that?
cookies?
They're
They're
dog,
dog cookies.
biscuits. Yeah.
It's an alpaca cookie. Excuse me. Excuse me. Yeah, don't give me a kiss. These are not mean chickens. Chickens can be mean sometimes. They'll
Yeah.
like chase you and stuff. The ones at home.
So that's our garden, and the thing about our garden here is like we have a little bit for the veggies, but a lot of it, the whole rest of it, Brian, is that I raise for dyes. So I dye my own wool with flowers and plants and leaves, and mostly from the garden. The alpacas have hair, and the Angora goats have hair, but it's all curly like that. So they're different from sheep because they don't have wool, but they look like sheep.
They're a perm. I like how they got a perm. Does it just naturally permy like
Yeah.
that? They need like a bow tie. They need to pull their hair back in the tie. You can't see, dude. I better watch. I'm right by its butt.
Yeah.
You better watch. You gonna take an animal home, dude? Say no.
Dad wants a rooster.
No animals.
Anyway, the mini donkeys, they're guard animals. This is Bilbo. Yeah, Bilbo.
Kind of, right?
Well, nope, she's got a job.
what's your
Everybody's
job,
got
man?
a job.
Really?
She's the border collie. She puts things away for me.
Oh.
1,000 bales up there now, but we have to get 3,000 bales before winter.
For winter, I bet, yeah.
Long winter.
It's pretty cool.
It is. If you want to visit the farm, send me an email, hello@wingandAprayerfarm.com, and we can set something up. I also have open farm on August 31st, and so everybody is free to come to the farm and visit. Go on over to wingandAprayerfarm.com if you want to learn more about events, activities, and our online shop. All the products from the farm, the wool, the yarn, everything you can think of that we make here is for sale in our Etsy shop.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you so much
Yeah.
for opening you guys' home up to us. We
My
had so much
pleasure.
fun this week. So, guys, check it out. This place is awesome. I think you will really enjoy your time here on the farm.